going on, good people? Sorry, you're from comeonref. Thank you for stopping by and checking out this episode of the First 16. The First 16 is all about the first half of a high school JV game, spending time focusing on the X's and the O's, using technology that will help you identify things in games so that we can break it down and we can put it in our memory bank to become better. 25 years of officiating in the United States and overseas. Quality time as an infantryman in combat, taking my detail-oriented mindset, putting it into these episodes, and I hope that they will help you become a better official. Let's get to it. All right, let's get right to it. When the ball is coming in, it's very important that we do not bail on our partner. Making sure that we're connected to this play is key, simply because it's the right thing to do. Because often you're going to have a ball tipped, and the defense is going to get it and they're going to come back down, and if you're way down at the other side, you're going to put your partner in a pickle, because now he has that whole front court, and you now got to hustle down and get in your position. So do your partner a favor and stay connected to the game that is in front of you. And a lot of this has a lot to do with fitness. Like, some people want to get down the court because they feel like these guys are gonna beat them, and so that's sort of a personal thing you got to work on. But just stick to your position to help your partner out. Now, as that ball's coming up, it's very important to keep your eyes in your jurisdiction or in your area. Now, the action is here. You don't want to be ball watching. You really want to make sure that you are looking at what's going on here. Someone's going to push, someone's going to grab, someone's going to throw someone down. So you got to be attached to the situation. Good look. Going into the transition. That's good. Making sure you're connected and supporting your partner. So in this particular play, we have good coverage from the trail, but lead is looking at the wall instead of in his primary. Why is this important to get this right? Because as you come up the court and you're not looking in your primary, it's a possibility, and I have seen it, where two players go at it, and if you're not paying attention and you're looking at the wall, it could be very difficult for the rest of the game. All right, we're pushing up the court. Officials looking at the wall, slowly getting to that lead position. Now, let's look at this and break this down so that this does not happen to anybody else. When we break this down, we have 3 different hot spots on this play. There's no really indication of action on that weak side. And it's very important to note that the lead could make a good position move by moving over to that sideline, getting a good 45-degree angle to take responsibility for that sideline. The situation that happens here is that the lead is too far away from the play and has to jump over into the call. And this is easily fixed by being in that position that grants you a better look on the ball and where the ball is going. So it really comes down to disciplining yourself, looking at the right places, understanding that there's really nothing happening over here. So without ball watching, you can actually be at the right place at the right time and not look like you're jumping into a call. All right, let's roll this tape here. Identifying where the lead is. As you can see, he has to make that jump, and he's not prepared for it. And so, if he was at that position, he would be able to really make that call and be more on top of that play. One thing I'll add in this is when you make that out of bounds call on the sideline, whistling, doing the mechanics is very important. So whistling, stopping the play, which is going to stop the clock, pointing in the direction and announcing whose ball it is, white or black. It's essential. It's part of some of the details that go into officiating. So making sure you're at the right spot, not necessarily ball watching, make sure that you're in that position to really get a good look at what's going on the court. All right, in this particular play, it's very important to note that as lead, you want to make sure you are in the right spot, as we've said before. And when this ball is moving around the arc, anticipating what is going to happen is key here, and that comes with experience. Given the fact that they're heavy on guards, but they do have one particular forward, you got to anticipate them going inside out or outside in. So before you get into that anticipation mode, first and foremost, 45-degree angle and no chicken head. That means leaning over, move your feet into the position, and understand that sometimes your first position is better than the position that you're trying to get. So let's look at this play unfold. Come up the court, getting in that position, anticipating, so that ball now is in that corner. Now you do have the visual. Your eyes are at the right spot. But do you have a good look at the matchup? Now you obviously see in front of you that there is a matchup right here. So if you're anticipating that matchup, that's good. But let's look at your position. That is a straight on position. That's not 45-degree angle. That's just straight on. So in this particular setup, I would say to get a good look, you want to step over. And then when that ball comes in, you're going to be able to get a good look at it. And making sure you're making those movements and not moving your head instead of your feet with your head is really important. Also, there's really no need to do any, no touch, no 5 second. That's irrelevant. It's not a mechanic. So just minimize things that don't need to be done. Stick to the mechanics that are effectively in the book, and make it easy on everybody. Don't make up things. Don't try to be flashy. It doesn't do you any good. Okay, I wanted to point this particular play out here simply because the importance of staying with the ball. So we have a nice shot here. It goes in. I want to stop it right here. Now, we have the trail looking here. But the trail is not necessarily connected to the play, which is right here. Now, if you have been in a situation where the game is moving fast and there's a flow to it, there are many opportunities to miss things. But what leads to this situation adds up to even further problems as it progresses. So we have the trail. He's going to come up, and he's going to make his way up. Now, he is ahead of the play. He's ahead of the play. And when you're ahead of the play, your visual is now turned away from what is happening ahead. So I would say moving back and getting yourself in line right here to be able to functionally see down the court. And as you will see as it goes forward, the trail is going to get ahead, so far ahead, that now he is completely turned around, has no idea what's going on here, even though the lead will probably pick that up. And furthermore, the ball is now going out behind him. Whereas the reality is, if he was here, he could have made a on-the-spot call at the right position. In addition to this, it's very important to note, again, slow. Whistle, direction, and the color, and identifying where the ball is being placed out. Okay, in this particular clip, we're going to go over some things that are important. We're going to be focusing on the lead, and we're going to be focusing on where we are standing and what we are doing as a play is unfolding. So let's start this clip here. So the lead is, in his position. This is it's a pretty decent 45. So now he's going to roll in here and get in a position, and now we're at the stagnant. We are just straight up, and we're looking at the ball movement, and we're just there. We're not really, we're sort of looks like we're leaned over, clenched fist. This position here to the stakeholders could come off as not interested, and that could be a problem. So let's keep on pushing here. So lead's going to kick out there. It's going to get a good spot on it. Now this is where the situation. So there is an anticipation that is happening here. The lead sees the movement to the hole. He sees what is about to develop here with these players. However, the situation that is happening is actually dictating the disposition of the lead, okay? And so that can't happen. Rushing over there, jerking into a call, you don't want to over-anticipate. It's good to anticipate, but having a nice fluid movement and just getting in a position where you don't need to make that, rush into it is absolutely essential. Now we're going to move into this next portion here that is very important. Okay, so the lead is telling the trail, 1. The trail is paying attention to his guys. But the lead is not. You can look at your partner and say 1 because you want to keep contact on the players. Now, this next portion here is vitally important. So you're going to move in, and right there we have the look back. Who was it? What just happened? We can cancel all this out by simply taking our time here and collecting information. Remember this, collect the information so that when you make that journey to the board, you don't have to look back, because to the stakeholders, you might look like you're unsure, and nobody wants to feel like the ref doesn't seem like he knows who the call was on. And then everything just starts to unfold. Now we're moving into this next portion here. We're going to go and report. Now, right off the bat, what do? The basket counts, and then we're going to go into everything else from there. But furthermore, I want to make it clear to all the refs out there to utilize the box. So you are calling a foul, and then you're taking this journey way over here when you actually can literally go to the side box here where you're going to end up anyways in this area and report using your voice, getting a good look at the board. So that is really important. Utilize your box. It's so important. Now we're going to move on further here and see just where we end up. So this is further back than I would like, and right here. Okay, you can get a good grasp on your area that you're looking at for infractions and violations, and you still have a visual on the guys. All right, so this is where most people would say that you're trying to get a head start on the play. Trying to get a beat on it. And so when you get a beat on it, this is what happens sometimes. You're so far ahead, and then what happens is you're going to have a situation where now you're no longer engaged in taking your responsibilities in this particular play. Now you've left your buddy open. Where are you? So look how far you're back. You are here. We have engagement that is occurring here, and you're down here because what? You got ahead. Everything links in together, and the details really matter. So as this play goes on, and so we got a 5-second call, and so I know this was a lot, but this is so important. Jumping ahead of the play, not helping on a press, being at the right spot, collecting information, and make sure you go through the reporting that is necessary. So this one is really, really key. So put that in your books, acknowledge it, and put it to use as I do and try every single time. I'm not perfect at it, but as I'm teaching others, I'm consistently working on myself as well. All right, I want to bring this clip to the forefront. The reason is because when it's 29-10 and it's coming to the end of the quarter, we need to really focus on keeping our fundamentals intact. And I know for a fact this is very difficult because in blowouts you sort of lose momentum of that professionalism and the excitement, and you realize this is going to be one of those games. I am very aware of that, but we have to fight through that. And so in this particular play, so the lead is planted again in the post, not really getting a good look on what's going on here. Now, obviously, it's very apparent that this right here is trails. But you have to be still in a position to, read what's going on here. And so that was the emphasized to me as I was moving through, the levels, is just because, the action is here, you got to keep focused on what's really going on here. In other words, don't ball watch. All right, continue on here with this clip. So it's about 13 seconds left. We got a shot, and lead has not left for a second. He's still in the mud. And so this is a good call and a good look. So a pause, a look, and this often happens when you get bored and it's a blowout because you start to so suddenly slow down. You're not in a hurry. The game's not exciting anymore. And so this is a good look. And so this is where everything starts to go terribly wrong. So the trail realizes what his job is, and then but they're not on the same page, and so that ends up to be an interesting situation. So trail's coming in, but lead's like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna do right here. Now there is a reason why this happens a lot. 8.8 seconds. The reason this happens a lot is because the lead says, well, there's 8.8 seconds. I am already on table side. Trail is already on the other side, set up for the free throws. That's usually the reasoning for it. The other reasoning for it is, well, I just don't want to move. So I wanna emphasize that we gotta just keep doing those rotations and stop cutting corners. And your partner can get, your partner's part of this process. If he's trying to work on things and you are not, there's going to be a conflict. And so let's focus on how to finish things off and try to be consistent with it. And I say that in a passionate way because we want all our officials from the top to the bottom to be on the same page and working together. All right, good people, that ends this episode of the first 16. I hope that you have found some of this content helpful. If you know someone else that could use this content to get better, make sure you share it. Also, please study, please watch film, help those around you. We're all in this together. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Sarge from comeonref. Till next time.